We bout to blow explosive. We bout to blow explosive. Been making bad decisions. Empty bottles on the floor, yeah. Hella obsessed with winning. I be grinding on the low, yeah. Never losing.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Muchi Matters. Now, guys, right. So, a lot of you have been asking me to give you this episode, right? And you know, me, I'm not really about that YouTube content there. That's, hey, we're going to mukbang. We're going to eat a lot of McDonald's and KFC and Nando's at the same time. We'll get to know me tags. But I realized, you know what, Sipo. It's not all about you. You've got an audience that would really, really like to get to know you better. So today is Get to Know Muchi a little better day, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to it. Before we get any further, I want to ask you guys something very, very simple, right? You know, YouTube lets us know the statistics of what's going on our channel. So I'm going to open up to you guys a little bit. And I want to say that a lot of people are watching, but not a lot of them are subscribing. Raspanagadi number. This is a numbers game. You don't just watch and then you go home. Watch and then go to your mother's house. No, my man. Right below here, I'm going to show you guys. It must be clear as day. There's a subscribe button. It's red now if you haven't subscribed. Click that thing. Yeah, right now. Click it. Click. There we go. See? Not so difficult. Now you're part of the family. Welcome to it. So yeah, in this episode, I'm basically going to answer all your questions. I asked you guys to send me a whole bunch of stuff. Hala senda. Hey, what's about? Hey, you guys like news, eh? I thought I like people's things because I mean that's kind of the whole point of my show is to comment on people's lives. But now people want to know a little bit about my life. And I asked you guys to ask me some questions on Instagram and you sent them. You sent those questions. And you know what? I'm going to answer them. I'm going to answer all your questions. So welcome to it. This is the Get to Know Muchi a little better tag Q&A / assumptions about the boy. Rots. And a lot of you asked me some really funny questions. I don't know what kind of energy I'm giving off. I thought I was giving positive energy, but clearly somewhere it's getting a little bit misconstrued. So we shall fix that today with the truth. And we're going to go straight into it, ladies and gentlemen. Question number 1. Where am I originally from? I'm going to answer this question at the same time as other questions because some people are asking me similar questions. For example, somebody asked me, where am I from? Somebody else asked me, what does my surname mean? Because it seems peculiar. That's what she said. She said, the surname seems peculiar. Where is it from? I said, it's again. I don't know if that's a way of saying it. It doesn't sound like you're from Zanzi. You know, that's what it sounds like to me. And in this day and age, be nice. Be nice to your half foreign boy. So first of all, I'll tell you guys the entire story. I'm from Mafike. That's my hometown. I had a Tswana dad and a Zambian mother. That's where the surname comes from, Muchindu. It's Zambian. I'm half Zambian, half South African. 100% awesome. Rots. Ke tswa Mafikeng, ke mo Tswana, ke mo Rolong. Rots. Are we getting a little bit closer now, guys? Huh? I feel like you're in my house. I feel like you're looking at my birth certificate. Somebody else asked me, what is your second name? My first name, of course, is Sipo. My last name is Muchindu. My second name, I will never, under any circumstances, tell you niggas. Never. I'll never tell you. You know, that's not the content you're going to get from me. Oh, no ways. But a few people, everyone who's close to me knows the name. But what I will give away about my second name is that if you're to shorten it and it was to be a nickname, it would be Maps. That's what I'm going to give you. I'm not going to tell you what my full second name is, but if it was a nickname, everyone would call me Maps as well. And as you can see, of course, me and Maps, of course, have similar dashing looks. I don't know, whatever. It's just Shutafalagadi buns. Shutafalagadi buns. Otherwise, we'll be right there. All right. What's the craziest shit you've ever done for attention? To be honest, I like this question, but I've been trying to think about it since I read it, and I can't think about the one thing that I've done that's the craziest for attention. I guess in a weird way, starting a YouTube channel is kind of, you want attention to be like focused on you. So I guess the weirdest thing, if I could say that, starting a YouTube that I've ever done for attention is maybe starting a YouTube channel. You know, because now it's like all eyes on me. This is all my shit. Welcome to Muchi's house. I'm gonna put out content. You're gonna consume it. I am king of this castle. But I mean, that's what being creative is about. It's all about showcasing your work. So you want the attention on you. So being a creative is a constant seeking of attention from certain people because you want a lot of people to know your work, you know? So this is the craziest shit I've ever done. Thinking that I can start a YouTube channel, people will just come, watch, make something. So yeah, that's that on that. Somebody asked me, you're not planning on having kids anytime soon. Yeah, goddamn right. Oh, yeah, goddamn right. Daddy, but I can be a zaddy. Zaddy? I've been a zaddy before. Oh, I'm sorry. I've been a zaddy before, but now I'm not ready to be a daddy. Daddy. Nah. I don't think I'm ready for that vibe yet, guys. So I'm going to go ahead and skip all that action. But I do want to be a father one day. Somebody else asked, do you want to have kids one day? The answer to that is absolutely yes. When I was younger, I used to say, I don't want to have any kids. Those people grow up and they could be dicks, and then you still have to be nice to them for some reason. So I don't know. Babies turn into niggas, and then niggas suck. So there's that low thing you have to weigh up on if you're going to have kids, and I'm chill on that edit. Let's see what else we got here. Somebody asked me, who did you write for on the AKA Rose panel? That's a good question, but I can't tell you guys. I can't tell you because what they do is that, I'll tell you a little bit, is that there's a few of us writers together, and then they you kind of write for someone specific, but sometimes it doesn't work for them and it works for somebody else. So what happens is that jokes get moved around. So my jokes, the only person on the panel who didn't have a joke for me, from what I can remember watching it, was Papa Penny. And Papa Penny didn't have jokes for anybody because that nigga was freestyling. Yeah. But you saw the footage, so you already know that Papa Penny was off the hinges. Somebody else asked me, when did I discover that I was funny? Weird question, but when I said some stuff and people were, who's this kid? Come on, Amalo. When I was young, I had a deep voice, so I was like, in Tswana, which basically means, who's this kid with the big ass head and who has this deep ass voice? So I think from birth, I guess you kind of know, it's a personality trait for me. Really, it's nothing that I have to master up or think about or whatever. It's just something that I was naturally gifted with, I guess. And I've had it since I was a kid, trying to make parents laugh, my brothers, my sisters. And yeah, so I think I discovered it when I was a kid by constantly being pulled in to say something. Just like they bring you to dance. Dance for your uncle. Dance for your uncle. Look at people dancing, huh? Hey, my boy can dance. So it's the same as when they think you are funny. They always ask him something because he's got a smart mouth. He's always talking, this one. It's one of those situations where you realize, okay, people kind of want to hear me speak a lot. And of course in school when I started, and all my friends said, one of my best friends, Piwe, actually said to me, and I remember grade we're in grade 3 and we're outside music class, and at that point in my life he's like, yo man, when you grow up you have to make money from people, from telling jokes with people. So it's been haunting me my entire life. Piwe is very proud that he's one of the first people to ever say that to me. So shout out to my boy out there. Anyway, cool. Next question. Actually, while I'm talking about family, a lot of you people asked about my family. Asked about if I have any siblings, whatever. I do. I am the youngest of 3 kids. I have an older brother and an older sister. So I'm the baby of the family. And my older brother is way funnier than me. That's why I hide him from the world. You'll never see him. Because once people discover my older brother, they kind of get sick of my shit. And that's one edit I'm never going to give anybody. So yeah, I have an older brother. His name is KB. And my sister, her name is Seha. Shout out to them. My sister watches everything I do, so I love you so much. I love you a lot. In terms of my parents, and I'm going to tie this question into another question, Right. So again, in the spirit of opening up with you guys, somebody said, "Are you funny?" Actually, not one person, about three, maybe five people asked me this question. They said, "You use humor to mask some trauma you may have suffered when you were younger, and it helps you cope." So it's a coping mechanism, essentially, is what people are saying. To a certain extent, yes. Like I said, I've been like this my entire life, always talking shit. But I don't know. Maybe it might have been heightened at some point in my life because I lost both my parents when I was a kid. So I lost my dad when I was 7. I lost my mom when I was 9. And I was raised by my aunt, who was my dad's youngest sister. All three of us, siblings in Mafike. So yeah, now you know about my family a little bit and about me. What was your day job before writing comedy and doing YouTube? I've had a few day jobs. Right. So I did advertising. Somebody asked me actually about varsity. So I'm answering like 10 questions at the same time every time that I speak. So as I was at Vega, I dropped out. I was studying copywriting, but then I went and worked in advertising anyway as a copywriter. So you could say that my profession, because that was my initial passion. I watched too much Generations growing up. I just wanted to work at Ezwe in communications. I was hoping one day I'd work with Karabo Moroka and, get to know Karabo. And, maybe go out for a drink one day, maybe just catch up and see how Karabo. Look, I'm just saying I wanted to be in advertising is what I'm trying to get at here. All right. So I worked as a copywriter for 3 years. And then halfway through that, I got a job in that allowed me to travel. So I really hated being in that advertising agency. So I left it and I got this amazing job that allowed me to travel the world. And that's what I did for about 5 years. I just traveled the world. I built these corporate packages for companies and they would send me everywhere. They'd send me to China. They'd send me to Hong Kong. They'd send me to Europe. They'd send me to Thailand and the Balis and Malaysia. It was like an amazing 5 years of my life that just literally did actually change my life. And it was during that period that I discovered my love again, or rediscovered my love for people. And I wanted to like interact with more people and get out there and make content. And it was somewhere in that loop that Microwaveboys actually started. You know what I'm saying? Towards the end of my 5th year, my 4th year, Microwaveboys started. I stayed for an entire year. And then I decided one day, you know what? It's a rip rap. I'm going to quit. And I'm going to make you guys laugh for a living. Yeah, that took a little turn for the... That wasn't my best investment. Not my best investment in the world. But anyway, more questions. Let's go. My favorite genre of movies, absolutely comedies. Somebody asked me what my favorite movie is and who my favorite comedian is. My favorite comedian to watch on television or stand-up comedy, absolutely Dave Chappelle. Used to be Eddie Murphy, but it's Dave Chappelle now. And then my favorite comedian, though, is not Dave Chappelle. It's actually Will Ferrell. Will Ferrell is the single funniest motherfucker running this motherfucking planet. If he smiles, I laugh. If he walks, I laugh. If he clicks his fingers, I laugh. He just like, that nigga encapsulates everything about being a comedian. He's just like a funny nigga. And if you're ever bored in life, just go check Will Ferrell interviews on YouTube. Absolutely hilarious. He just stays in character. I think he's an amazing mind. One of those people that come about maybe once every 100 years. Will Ferrell is an exceptional talent, in my opinion. And Step Brothers is my favorite thing to watch. I've watched Step Brothers more than I've seen myself in the mirror. Like, that's how many times I've watched that shit. I've watched that shit a lot. And I love Step Brothers. One of my favorite things ever. What's my philosophy in life? This question may sound weird, but I actually do have a philosophy in life. And my philosophy in life is this. Life does not cease to be funny when someone dies any more than it ceases to be serious when someone laughs. You guys got that? Life does not cease to be funny when someone dies any more than it ceases to be serious when someone laughs. That's literally a code that I live by. And that's how I've operated my entire life. I read that when I was young. Maybe I was 10 when I read that quote. And it's pretty much carried me throughout. And that's literally, I think that's the circle of life. Nothing ever stops for you. Whether you want to be serious today or happy tomorrow, the cycle of life continues. You know, my aunt always says, it's either we laugh or we cry, Sipo. It's either we laugh or we cry. So I always choose to laugh. You're an emotional human being. A little bit. As I get older, I think it's when I was younger, strong, me, man, make wood, make things with hands, fire outside. Look at me, strong man. But now I'm just like, somebody, I want a hug, please. Somebody, I'm so cold. Somebody, I'm so cold. As you get older, I've become way more emotional. Absolutely, way more emotional, and it's helped me though. Help me deal with emotions and shit, you know? Because we go through a lot of things in life, and if you hold that shit all in, at some point you're gonna explode. So I've learned to laugh when you laugh, but also cry when it's time to cry and deal with emotions in a lot more mature manner than I did when I was like a 21-year-old kid. You know what I mean? So I am a little bit emotional, actually. So yeah. I'm from a well-off family. Everyone's asked me, people have called me Choose Boy, well-off. I grew up from a regular ass family. I'm definitely not from a rich ass family. Can find out my fiking. Shout out to all my Mouthtown people watching this all day, every day. You know what it is. So no, I'm not a rich kid. I don't know how else to explain that by going into detail. Do you want to know how many meals I used to eat a day? Do I know if I owned brand clothes when I was a kid? Like, it's a bit weird. Somebody asked me if I could do anything in corporate, what would it be? Resign. My favorite thing to do in corporate would be to resign. I've done it 3 times. And yeah, no, I would never, ever, under any circumstances, I'm going to answer another question. Somebody asked, would you ever go back to corporate? Would you quit? If this doesn't work out, this will work out. It is working out. And I would never, ever, ever, under any circumstances, go back to corporate. I would just start my own company in the field of things that I love. Is the way forward, and that's the energy that I'm currently getting. But I'll never go back and work a 9 to 5 ever again. And actually, that brings me to another question. Because we want to know if I do have a 9 to 5. No. Since I resigned almost 2 years ago now, I've not gone back to 9 to 5. I've been pushing as a content creator and as a freelance writer ever since then. And a few other things that I do on the sides, but that don't really matter. But the biggest things are what you see on my bio. That's what I do for a living. I am a freelance writer. I create content. I connect with and collaborate with brands, and I'm not dead. So that's kind of cool. All right. Somebody asked me, how do I feel about blind dates? Hate them. Any of my friends out there watching this, they know, don't ever, I'm too particular. Just don't, don't do it, man. Don't set me up on a blind date. It makes me anxious. Who knows who I could meet. I'm very attracted to personalities, and people's just, one wrong move, it could make me feel very uncomfortable, and it throws my entire energy off, and then I come across as an asshole or something. So I just, I'd rather not. Going straight from blind dating into all these dating questions you guys keep asking me. So you guys have asked me, well, it's actually quite hilarious how you guys are asking me. So somebody asked me, said, you're only into light-skinned girls. That's false. I've never been picky about a girl's pigment ever in my life. When I was in high school, in my entire high school from grade 8 to grade 12, I had 3 girlfriends in that span. I dated 3 girls in high school, a total of 3 girls. All 3 of them were dark-skinned girls. One was the darkest girl on campus, in fact. I went to boarding school. So, no, definitely not that. And even after that, I've never actually dated like a yellow bone. Dated fair-skinned, almost, maybe, I don't know what you guys are judging on. Maybe you're judging on my previous relationship. She looked like a yellow bone. She was fair-skinned. She's not yellow. And that's probably the lightest I've ever dated. In fact, it is, 100%, in terms of my dating history. So there's that. Somebody said I'm only into thick girls. Who are you guys talking to? Who are you guys hanging out with? What thickums? I'm not against what thickums. You know, pull us, it was sad, but chat a little bit, grab drink, find out how you doing, I know, it's cool, whatever, you know what I'm saying? It's chill. But no, I actually don't discriminate in terms of, or I have no preference as well with the type of body shape that a woman has. Looking at my exes again, I can tell you right now. Very important as well, because you guys asked me, what is your type? What type of girls do you like? What type of girls do you date? And I realized that I had to go look at that a little bit. I had to go look a little bit into my dating history and say, what type of women have I dated and what do they have in common? And the two most obvious things of every single woman that I've ever dated, if I'm to have a type, is that they're all smart and they're all independent. Every single girl I've ever dated is very independent in the way that they operate, in the way that they think, in general as a human being. And they're all very intelligent women. So those are the two things that I can tell. If I have a type, then that's my type. I like intelligent women who are clearly very independent. And I mean, yeah, I like somebody with a good sense of humor as well. So those are, and then there's a whole bunch of other stuff. I mean, if you're easy on the eyes, again, we can talk, we hang out a little bit, find out what your favorite color is, what kind of toothbrush you use at the crib, we can hang out. It's cool, it's chill. I mean, what's your name? What's your number? Is what I'm trying to say. So yeah, so that's that on that. Somebody asked me again. Somebody asked me who my favorite YouTubers are. I'll tell you what my favorite YouTube channels are. And it's the Vox channel on YouTube, the CNBC channel on YouTube, Wendover channel on YouTube. I mean, I watch a lot of Breakfast Club and whole GQ channel I really love, Complex I really like. And then locally, I'll take it and say absolutely Anacadium. I mean, that's the channel that birthed me. So shout out to Menzi one time, you already know. Wasabi, absolutely anything Wasabi does, I'll probably watch. So shout out to Wasabi. And then some of my other favorite YouTubers, I mean, shout out to the girls at Pop Culture that just make amazing ass content. That's just really, really dope. Shout out to Dennis, everyone else defining Dennis, who have just created a really, really dope channel, man. I don't know how to explain it, but the content there is amazing. It's I don't know, call it mature, but it's really, really dope content that kind of resonates with everybody of all types of different ages. So maybe that's why I want to call it mature. So Dennis makes some really dope content, and just shout out to everybody else out there doing their own thing, man. I don't have any two ways. There's no YouTuber that I hate. If that's part of the question, there's nobody that I hate. There's just things that I prefer in terms of content and things that I would not prefer. But if you've ever sent a link out and put a YouTube and I saw it, I'm subscribed to all your channels. Just by the way, that's just how I am. I may not watch everything because I mean eyebrows am I gonna watch? It's not really my thing. I don't do my eyebrows, so in terms of makeup, whatever. But I like to watch people's vlogs every now and then, see what they're doing. People travel, whatever it is, whatever what they're doing. I don't care what you do. But if you put a vlog out, I like to click on it and check people's vlogs out. It's always kind of cool to see people traveling out there. Like when Sibu and his girl went out to Greece, I really liked that vlog. It was really well shot. It was nicely edited. It gives people a nice, cool idea and a different perspective of what people's lives are about. So yeah, and I'm going to do that for you guys as well. Like I told you, we're going to put some vlogs out here. So as soon as my life gets super interesting, somebody says I'm very judgmental or very picky or very strict. Those are like three things that people ask me, and I'm neither one of those things. I'm not judgmental, I'm not strict, and I'm not picky. I'm a little bit picky sometimes. I'm lying. I'm a little bit picky. I'm a control freak. I'm not. I'm going to answer some of these questions just like with the same energy they deserve. I'm a funny guy in real life, but on camera, but I'm shy and laid back in real life. It kind of depends. If I'm in a room full of strangers, I'm not loud. I'm kind of reserved. I'm chilled, just talking to my friends out there. But if I'm in a room with all my friends, I'm exactly like this. I'm loud. I'm always talking shit. And if I got a low yak, if the boy got a low yak in him, then I'm a yep. I talk a lot, but nah. Somebody said I'm unapproachable. Here's the thing with you guys, right? This is what you're judging, being approachable or unapproachable. Because you see my humor on the channel, you're thinking, when I see him in real life at Pick and Pay, trying to decide which macaroni to buy, that he's going to see me and just run towards me. Like it's some sort of rom-com, and we're going to embrace and it's going to be great, and then he's going to do the bonang, and it's just going to be a great time by the macaroni section at Pick and Pay. And come on, man, give me a chance. Sometimes I'm just chilling, and just minding my own business. People who've come and met me sometimes when I'm at a party, and I'm like, let's say I'm watching a performance. I'm like, I'm holding my drink, and someone comes up and is like, why aren't you telling jokes? I said, what? Because fucking, it's not the time for jokes. It's the time to listen to the fucking performance. Look at the people on the stage. They're doing the things. So people are very weird about it. And I think you guys do that because you feel awkward. You don't know what to say to me when you meet me. You don't know what to say. People are like, oh, hi, Bonang, right? Do the Bonang. Just calm down. You guys need to calm down. Somebody asked me, this question ties in with people asking me, do I get recognized in public? Yeah, sure, I get recognized in public sometimes. Not all the time, but I get recognized from time to time in different spaces. People recognize me. Some people come up and say hi, especially at events and stuff like that, parties, sometimes at the mall. I was in Botswana and I was walking with my aunt and some dude came up to say what's up. Maybe he's going to watch this. Shout out to him. I forgot his name. But he was pretty cool. My aunt was like, oh, Maho eating like that. Maho eating like that. Maho eating like that. Oh, my nephew. Gotta, yes. Yes. Oh, Mike. I just made myself a little laughy laugh. And I think with that, we can end this off with the last two questions that you guys asked me. You guys, lerata ditaba batho. Le dirata gore ditaba batho. Le batla go itse gore titipote tsa se po di tsamaya byang. Le batla go itse gore is he in love or is he not? Yeah. Am I single or am I still in a relationship? The simple answer with that is that please stop asking me what happened in my relationship, because of course I'll never tell you the details. This is not the Felicia Mabuza Subtle show. Oh, you think I'm sitting on Oprah's couch and about to open Oprah? What's a nigger? It's not that kind of show. So no, me currently, I'm single. Yeah, it's chilled. I'm single. I'm no longer in a relationship. But it's chill vibes, It's chill, it's chill vibes. Me and my ex are still cool. We're good people. Just doing my thing over there, and just like Cat Williams things, we ain't never gonna meet. These two things ain't never gonna meet, So that's what's happening over there. So yeah, now you guys know my relationship status, and you can stop asking me. Stop being weird about it on Twitter and tagging me and DMing me and asking, hey, so is she still the sunflower? Hey, people break up sometimes. Jesus Christ of Nazareth, give me a chance, man. What's wrong with you? So yeah, that's that on that. And another question somebody asked me is that you said you've been having a very tough year and it's been shit for you, and are you feeling any better? The answer to that is yes. I have had a tough year. It's been shit for me. And for a lot of people around us, it hasn't been the best. But we soldier on, we keep pushing. We're back now to making content, so naturally I am feeling better. Now I get to talk to you motherfuckers, interact with you motherfuckers. And yeah, it's ending off much better than it became. Right there in the middle, things got really, really bad. And finally, the one thing that got really, really bad, of course, is because my other show, Microwaveboys, yes, you can still say the name. It's not Voldemort. You will not combust if you say the word Microwaveboys. It's a rots. Okay, it's safe to say. It's rots. It's a baby that we carried for 2.5 years. That was beautiful, that we loved. It brought us all together. It was comfortable. And then one day, it's like magic. It was gone. Taken away from all of us. Well, taken away maybe is a bit of a stretch, considering we just decided that the vibes weren't right. So we decided to end the show because it just didn't feel right. People ask, why don't you just continue without the other guy? Again, his name is not Voldemort. You're not allowed to say it. Why did we not continue without Larry? We just decided. Personally, I decided. People saw everything that was happening on Twitter and whatever they were asking. Everybody made a personal decision. So this is not a group mind. We released something just to let you guys know what was up. But everybody made a personal decision. And personally, I decided to walk away. Menzi made his decision. Paga made his decision. We made a decision, and that was just that. And personally, I couldn't continue doing the show. I didn't want the name following me around. And somebody asked me, "You're glad Microwaveboys ended?" Because I thought the other two boys were holding me back or something. I didn't think they were holding me back. I chose to make the show with the boys. So nobody can hold me back but me. So there was nobody ever holding me back but myself. I always planned to branch out. Some of the times when we told you guys we were taking a break on Microwaveboys, we're actually not taking a break. We're trying to end the show and do other shows, to be quite honest. But it just never got the timing right. So I guess, as an old friend of mine used to say, first God whispers, and if you don't listen, he shouts. So he shouted a lot this year, and I finally listened. So this is where we're at. So that's it, man. I hope you guys are happy with some of the answers that I gave. You asked me so many questions. Some of them were weird. Somebody asked me if I'm racist. Get out of here. Are you joking? And stuff like that. And I know you're just trying to get me to do the episode and make sure that I had the content to do it. Maybe we'll do another one later on in life if you feel like, this one wasn't enough. But for now, thank you so much again for the love and support, guys. It's your boy Muchi for the babies. Yes, the babies. Whatever, right? Ha! Please click subscribe. Please like. Please comment. Let me know what you think. If you want to ask some more questions, ask them in the comments. I'll reply. Share this video with your friends and family. If you're at the office, send it to your bro out there who's probably playing solitaire, and let's have fun with it, man. Otherwise, from me, Muchi, for the babies, 1 time, 2 time, I'm out of here.
We bout to blow explosive. We bout to blow explosive. Been making bad